Hello, my darling Fumi Nation. How are you? How are we? To be very honest, I'm not feeling good at all. I really am not. As we all know, we have been seeing the devastation and the destruction of what the fires have done to Los Angeles, most especially the Pacific Palisades. And I lived in Los Angeles for 10 years, for 10 wonderful, glorious years until I got married. And there were always fires, but never to this gravity. And I had mentioned it in yesterday's episode, how Ula had gone to California, specifically Pacific Palisades last year, to look for schools for Adrian because we were thinking of moving back home, for me anyway, back to California this year. So, you know, it touches me because when I hear different areas of California, I know them very, 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 very well. When we went back as a family in 2019, we were in Santa Monica, and that was where Adrian took his first steps. We have heard of the long list of celebrities that have lost their homes.
Well, we ended up losing our house in the fire, and thank God we are safe. So thank you to everyone who's checking. Thank you for all your prayers. Thank you for your thoughts. It's
when your house burns down, you have nothing. Your parents' house burns down and they have nothing. There's only one thing that could maybe make you feel better. A bag of bagels. Obviously, I'm in shock and my brain's not functioning, so I think this is the most unhinged post you've seen.
But it's not only the celebrities, it's the everyday people that are living there.
Over that hill is Pacific Palisades. This was home to a lot of production workers. Homes were just obliterated, block after block. There was nothing to be seen. And you know that each one of these houses is a livelihood that's lost. And how devastating that would be to lose that. It's not just Pacific Palisades, it's Altadena, it's Sylmar in the North Valley. I think back to the 1994 Northridge quake, which caused about $20 billion in damage. Total so far for this fire is $58 billion and counting. That number is likely to go way up. But also another casualty to the Northridge quake was it drove so many people out of the city, with insurance companies no longer covering homes for fire damage or natural disaster. A lot of people are going to start to question, do they rebuild here, or is it just time to move someplace else? I don't know if LA is going to recover from this. The film and television industry has already been reeling. People have been leaving because there's no work here. This only is going to further drive the film and television industry away. Thank you to all the firefighters, to all emergency workers, and my heart goes out to all the people that have been affected by these fires.
And now California is scrambling to get animal shelters just to make sure that these pets and animals are safe.
Friends of Normie Rescue Sanctuary is actually mobilizing efforts to protect as many cats and dogs they can from these blazes, not only going through the streets and picking them up, but also relying on a network of fosters to take in the pets and assisting residents who need desperate help.
Our fosters were losing their homes, being evacuated. So our first goal was really to move those cats into safer foster homes. We do not have a facility. So if we don't have somewhere to physically put the kitty, we can't take the cat. The feedback we were getting was that hotels were not allowing them to take their pets with them. So we wanted to take that stress off and find foster homes for their pets so that they can just focus on themselves and not worry about the safety of their animals. we were flooded yesterday with foster applications for these animals to help. I mean, people really rallied. We were not prepared also for the level of abandonment. Unfortunately, that's something we see every day, but yesterday was like nothing we've ever seen before. And we were able to coordinate over 100 cats to get safe to vets, foster safety zones because of the community outreach. We're still onboarding fosters in Orange County, San Diego areas to help our friends in LA and help these cats get somewhere safe. If anybody wants to foster, they can reach us on Instagram. It's just at Friends of Normie, or they can fill out a foster application on our website, which is friendsofnormie.org. We are calling you as fast as we can. There's just 2 of us that run the rescue with our amazing fosters. So please, all it takes is a bathroom, a spare room if you have one. We're trying to make this as temporary as possible to then give everyone just a little breathing room, and then we will coordinate longer term placement in a couple of weeks.
Anyway, of course, I have friends there, so I've been keeping in touch with them on the back end. This morning, I got about, I can't even count how many texts, because we now have the Kenneth fire.
Burning in the West Hills area. Officials are calling this one the Kenneth fire.
Evacuations have just been ordered now, and specifically it's for Van Owen south to Burbank Boulevard and from County Lane Road east to East Valley Circle Drive. Eliana Moreno is a news chopper for Eliana. This one has exploded in the last few minutes.
It has, Kathy. We first spotted it when we were over Altadena looking at the ENITAN fire, and then we looked towards the Palisades fire and realized that there was a second plume to the west of the Palisades fire. So we made our way over here, and by the time we arrived, the fire was already at 20 acres. It has since grown significantly with the potential for 1,000 acres here in the West Hills area, touching on Agora Hills as well, and possibly Calabasas as well. It's difficult to tell with all of the smoke just how far this fire has extended, but we're north of the 101 freeway. We're west of Valley Circle, and this is a fire that's being fought with a mutual aid assignment. So we have LA City Fire, LA County Fire, and we also have Ventura County Fire on this one. I'll show you some of the aircraft that are fighting this one. We've already seen multiple water dropping helicopters. This is the LA County Fire Department coming in for a water drop, but we've also seen fixed wing aircraft making fire retardant drops. They're really focusing their attention on a lot of homes that are in this area. And these are very large homes that are just off of, looks like it's going to be Woodland Hills is going to be the locator off of Iliot Street and Norland Drive. In fact, let me throw up my map because I think that will be helpful to our viewers to be able to see exactly where this is located. Now, again, we are seeing these very large communities of homes, and just beyond that is where we're seeing all of that smoke and flames. At this point, it's unknown how this fire started, but it did originate as some sort of grass fire in the hills beyond these homes.
At a time when this is so hard, you will rebuild California again. We will rebuild California again. We will rebuild it. It will be better than ever. That's the only thing that comes to mind. And so I thought, you know what, Fumi, come out here, use your platform to help.
Thousands of families have been displaced. Many of those families with young children, with nowhere to go. And what we know is that this is a matter of current urgency, but this is also something that is going to have an impact for months and years to come. And on that point, I will also make note of the fact that sadly, many insurance companies have canceled insurance for a lot of the families who have been affected and will be affected, which is only going to delay or place an added burden on their ability to recover. And I think that is an important point that must be raised, and hopefully there can be some way to address that issue, because these families, so many of them, otherwise will not have the resources to recover in any meaningful way. And many of them have lost everything. In the midst, however, of all of the trauma that has occurred, we have seen extraordinary acts of heroism. I'm hearing countless stories of strangers helping strangers. People who are opening their homes where they are intact and have not had to evacuate, opening their homes to neighbors, to friends of neighbors, feeding them and providing shelter for them. And I do think that it speaks to the best of who we are as a country, which is in times of crisis, we find the heroes among us who we may not have known before, but act out of a sense of courage, but also a sense of community. And I applaud all those who are approaching this crisis with that spirit.
So here we have what to grab before evacuation. Make sure that you have your ID cards. You got to have that. Pack all of your documents, your certificates. Pack all of your important documents that you will need. Make sure that you have birth certificates. I thought about that because of Adrian. Your marriage certificate, you pack that. Pack your computers. For all of us looking at this, it's taught me a great lesson. All your pictures, everything should be now digital. You should have that in case of any incasities such as this. You have your physical maps. Make sure you have all of your medication.
Craziest thing when you're packing for a fire is that your brain just like freaks out. You're like, what do I need? What do I not need? It's so overwhelming. Packing up a house, I mean, I only have like 2 pairs of jeans, 2 shirts. I got so much more clothes for the kids. But I'm like, why didn't I grab more? And thankfully I grabbed anything, and that's such a blessing. And obviously the main thing is that we're safe and got out, but it's like, oh my gosh, you really just like panic. And then a party wants to leave stuff and you're like, I'm coming back. Like, of course I'm coming back for all this. So, I'm just praying for everybody else who's going through this, and all my friends and loved ones. And just thank God we have our health and our children, and I know that, and that's just trying to focus on the gratitude.
We also have Halle Berry, and Halle Berry is volunteering her clothes, and so she put up a little video of where you could go to in California. We also have shelters. Well, I'm going to put that up as well.
I'm in front of the Pasadena Convention Center, which is one of the major evacuation zones for the ENITAN fires, where they're trying to pull together as many resources as possible right now for the community.
I've been here since before midnight, passing out respirators. So they've been donated from different individuals. I'm with actioncareequity.org. What's happening right now is that community members have to step up in order to keep ourselves safe. We have a lot of elderly here. That's actually what inspired me to come out. I saw them being evacuated from their senior care facility, not getting the proper attention. So we do really need first responders or people with medical backgrounds to come out and to be able to, at the very least, check in with them. Right? Don't have their medication, right? Because they had to leave without it. Or a lot of people are hungry. Right? Some people need insulin. They don't have insulin. We need more people to check in. We're hoping that Pasadena Public Health or LA County Public Health steps in here, provides more masks, because it is a challenge just for the community.
All of PCH is on fire right now. There is fierce wind, down power lines, power poles toppled over. Things are exploding. Gas lines are on fire. Flames are coming back over PCH, are being blown by fierce winds. It is like driving through hell itself down here. Literally through hell. This is madness down here. These homes are on fire, and you can feel the heat from the flames even from inside your car.
How to protect yourself. Number 1, wear closed-toed shoes because the ground is hot. The Pacific Palisades is no more. It is completely leveled to the ground. There was something that has been swimming around, and somebody was saying that they're also setting fires. And I said, absolutely, what? That they're also setting fires. And they have arrested a couple of people in relation to this.
The other bad news is that they have arrested an arson suspect. Some residents reportedly saw the suspect trying to start a fire in Woodland Hills, and they went and jumped on him and held him down until authorities could arrive. To be honest, with all these fires popping up all over the place, it's very suspicious of arson for some of the other ones, particularly yesterday's fires in Hollywood, in the Hills, and in Studio City. Those didn't really make sense for a typical movement of fire. So yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if those are arson as well, but we'll know when the investigators complete their job. But at least one arson suspect has been arrested.
Just horrible. There's also looting. People are taking advantage of this, and they are looting. If this is so, please guys, this is not the time to do this. Not at all. I am praying for all of you. I am putting up the shelters so that you know where to go, because it doesn't seem to be stopping. I am in London, so we are 8 hours ahead of California. And so I'm waking up to the devastation of what is going on. But at least we do have a little bit of positivity. Prince Harry and Meghan Markle share resources to aid victims in Los Angeles. Emergency evacuation checklist. And it says people and pets, papers, phones, phone numbers, important documents, like I said, prescriptions, vitamins, and your eyeglasses, pictures and irreplaceable memorabilia. Personal computer, take your external hard drives with you. Of course, you also take your credit cards. I am just devastated. It was a city that I loved, and will forever love. California. Nearly 800 prisoners now helping to battle the Los Angeles fires. Chris Brown, who also says that something is going on here, it does not wash. Someone is starting these fires. It does not add up. He goes on to say, LA, make sure that you all throw a ceremony or parade for these firefighters and first responders after this. Also, the prisoners who were out there risking their lives need to get time knocked off on their sentences. I concur. Canada has come out. Up Canada. It was beautiful to see. Planes arrived to help stop this LA wildfires. That this happened in California. I know that there's going to be a film made about this. All of my actor friends out there said all of the studios shut down. The Academy Awards and other awards, because this is award season, has been shut down till further notice. And the devastation of what we are seeing is mind-boggling. Senior citizens, you know, that's my area of concern. They have been racing them out of danger, and it's sad. California, you will come back up stronger and better than ever before. My heart goes out to you, and I am in shock. I am really in shock. Like I said, I lived there for 10 years and there were always fires. It was never this bad. God, I'm blanking out because it's just so terrible. Hollywood sign is now being threatened. It looks as if the entire city is in flames. To all of my friends, all of my sister friends, my brother friends, I love you so very much. And my advice now, especially that as it hit Runyon Canyon, I know that place so very well. Guys, take what you got, take everything that you have, and leave. Leave. Come to London. Come and stay with me. Come and stay with me. Come and stay with me. Leave. Just leave. Just leave. Because my fear now is that it's going to get worse before it gets better. And if that happens, everybody is going to run to the airport. And not everybody is going to get onto the planes. That is just my fear. And it's like a horror movie because I am looking at the destruction of my former home, and it looks like a war zone. That's what it looks like. My heart is with you, and we will rebuild again. But be very, very, very cautious and move out. And for all the able-bodied men, make sure you have ID on you. Make sure, because I heard that all the telephone lines, everything is just kind of shut down in certain areas. Have ID on you. Have ID on you. And we are praying for you.
Right here, guys. Exactly. Yes, we are still getting the okay to be here. So or else we would definitely move. Also, we would just move to a different area, but we can't completely clear out of this area at this point. But yeah, flames coming right up to these homes on Calle Victoria. But again, this was their plan. This is what these firefighters said was going to happen. And so they've been waiting for this to happen at this point. So they're just doing exactly what their plan was. You can see what they're doing. And, it's getting really, really, really hot for you.
Having escaped the fires in LA, many people are now realising they're never going to be able to return home. Why? Because they didn't have insurance and they can't afford to rebuild. And it's a frightening number of people. Over the last few months, over the last few years, insurance companies have been cancelling the cover for hundreds of thousands of people in LA because of the risk of fire. Some people just couldn't find new insurance. Others who did get insurance are paying a lot more, but now realising they weren't covered for this type of event. It gets even worse when you consider, because of these fires, insurance is going to be even harder to get. So whilst the celebrities, the super rich, will be able to afford to rebuild, many people won't. They'll be forced out of the area completely to areas where they can actually afford the insurance, they can actually afford to live. LA just became even more exclusive.